All right, so today we're going to be making a Furby. There's a really cool video you can look up. It talks about how kids react to Furby. And the Furbies that you see on the right screen here are the older versions, the ones that I grew up with and even had on my own. And so we're going to make our own version of a Furby today. So let me switch us. All right, so a little bit about Furbies. They came out in 1998. It was an electronic robotic toy that you could interact with. So it would try to talk to you in its own little voice command sort of a way called Furbish. And it was now re-released in 2023 with lots of new features, including the ability to be turned off. So the original Furbies could never be turned off. And that little sensor that you see above the eyes is where, you would have to touch different, the head and rub the ear, or I can't quite remember it in order to be able to put it to sleep. But it would wake up at random times throughout the evenings and whatnot and just speak and talk to you in its own little Furbish way. So we're going to be making our own Furbies. And I have directions on how to make different glasses and how to draw your Furby. And you can design it in whichever way you want. You can have it with different textures and designs or patterns that most interest you. It makes it as cool as you want it to be, or sport-like, whatever it is. I can't wait to see what yours looks like. All right, so let's start with our awesome Furbies. Now that we know a little bit about them and we've seen what they look like, what you want to do is I have a handout that has some different sunglasses. So you want to think about where your Furby's sunglasses are going to be. And we know our Furby's going to fit on here of our project, right? In your packet, you'll have your Furby paper, like how to draw it. And we want our Furby to kind of be about from here and maybe ending more about here. So our glasses should fit somewhere in between in this space. So that's the first thing that we're going to do is in that top half of our paper, we're going to draw our sunglasses that we want our Furby to be wearing. So I'm going to do one of those curved ones. You can copy and do your own version, whichever you feel. And it doesn't matter if it comes out too small or too big. Honestly, it'll work and just give more character to your Furby depending on what you have. You also can add in your own variation. So if there's something else you want to be on your sunglasses, you're more than welcome to add that too. So here are my sunglasses. If you were to do it, you would do a curve, kind of curve this way and make like that W shape, add that nose piece, and then those different little pieces for the details. From here, we want to, finish up with the top of our head and make like that fluffy area, and then they tended to have this kind of like tuft of hair at the very top. So to make that, let's do our tuft first. So my tuft of hair, I want to kind of do a line on an angle, a diagonal. And then you'll do a curve. And from here, I'm going to go in, out, in, on a diagonal, over, down, back up, and do another V shape to connect it. So there's one part of the tuft. And then for this side, I'm going to go a little bit above this corner here. I'm going to do a little bit of a rainbow arch. And again, I'm going to go in, out, in, and I'm going to stop it right there. So it's almost like a lightning bolt coming down. And from here, I'm going to then just kind of make like a mark to connect it, like a V mark here. And I'm going to then make a puffy rainbow kind of clouds. Those big kind of scoop ice cream clouds coming off of it. So I'm going to come from here too and kind of doing rainbow cloudy versions of some sort. Good. All right, so if you wanted to add anything on your sunglasses, like you had something on the sides, you're more than welcome to add that. And then what we're going to do is add our ears. So I want one ear to come about this far out on this side. So I'm going to then make an arch and come over like this. And I'm going to also bring this one down and connect it. So I know in the directions it shows the ears are a little bit higher. You're more than welcome to do that. If I wanted to, I can easily go like this. And then I'm just going to bring this down like such. And there's one ear. And then maybe I'll have my other ear doing a little something different. So I'm going to go over. And from here, I'm going to go up. Don't worry if it comes off your paper. And if yours doesn't, that's completely fine. You can do a dot. I just knew I didn't have enough room. And for this one, I'm just going to make a small inside part of my ear. You guys are doing awesome. All right, so I have the top part. If you wanted a shiny, I should say, you can add lines like that to make the glasses shiny. And then I want the feet to be closer to be down here. So I'm going to do my rainbow. I'm going to do 2 of them and give them a little bit of space in between. And then I'm going to add my feet. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So kind of drag it down a little bit and you can go 1, 2, 3 and connect it. Now I want to connect between here, so I'm going to do a kind of a rainbow arch to connect. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make more of those puffs all the way down like this on both sides. There we go. All right. Now we need to add our mouth, and then you can add all these other cool things. You can add earrings, you can add some of those other things that just stand out for you, or, you know, keep it the way you've got it. That's entirely up to you. So I need to add the mouth, and the mouth is going to go right about here. So the mouth is, we're going to do a rainbow, and then we're going to do a little bit of a curve to connect it. Okay. And then we're going to also do another little bit of a curve. And because that shows if it's closed. Now, if you want it to be open, you can do another one. And now it looks like the mouth is open. So that's up to you. And then Furby's always had this area where they had it open. So I want to give it some hair marks. So I'm going to make mine this way, but you can make yours any sort of, you could continue that cloud lines or just make the belly like this. I'm going to add the cute cheeks that it comes with, like such. And then you can think about other things that you want to add. Do you want to add earrings, a bandana on it? Do you want to change it up and give it a little bit of a mohawk? I mean, it's really up to you and what you like. I might add in some texture lines, you know, so I have some areas on mine. You could have a guitar with yours. Honestly, it's endless. You could do whatever it is that makes you happy. You know, outline in Sharpie, and then the crayons and the markers will show really nicely. All right, so to paint our Furby, what we're gonna do is you can use some oil pastels as well as, you know, crayons if you want to, and then you've got your neon paints here, the tempera paints. And I wanted to show you there's two ways to clean your paints if they ever get messy. One way is to take a paper towel and get it a little wet, and you can literally just wipe off the other paint that got stuck on there like this. Or you can always take your brush and you can just kind of swirl it around, get it clean, rinse your brush, and you are good to go. So take this time to go in and use all your different mediums and color in your Furby any way you want. So once you're done with your paints, as you can see, like sometimes I went back over and I put in a little bit more, or I did like the orange here and I put a little pink on top, or go back once it's dry. You can use the oil pastels. Another fun thing you could do is you have some black paint, that you like tempera paint. You could quickly do a wash over it. A wash is when you make it very wet and make this black, or leave it like this with a design. It's going to be really cool under your black light. And then finally, if you really wanted to, you can also cut your Furby out and glue it onto some bright neon paper. It's really up to you. So I hope you enjoy our Furby.